Alright, so this is part 2 of the video. Part 1 will be uploaded. Part 2 is probably going to be a bit lengthy, so if you're really just struggling with finding the total amount, please definitely check this out. So if I look at all these birds, here's the rule. This is what I tell my students. Step 1 is make them all look the same. So I'm just going to go ahead and say convert. So even these mixed numbers, like 1 and 1/4, we've already converted that to 5/4. But if you didn't know how to do that, you could say multiply the bottom, add it to the top, and 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1 makes 5, so the answer is 5/4. Also, we just counted by 1, so that's a trick you can do. Just simply count, and we did 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, and 8/4. So, because it's going to go in order. So now we're going to go ahead, after you convert, step 2, fourth grade way is to add each, but really you can just fast forward and just multiply a fraction. Since we know how to do that, we can multiply our fraction with a whole number. And in step 3, we add it up. And step 4, we convert it back into a mixed number. So let me dive right in. So we've already converted it. Step 1 is done. Step 2, multiply each fraction by its whole. And the whole I know by the number of x's. So this is what I usually do. I go and I see this is a 1, that's a 4, and I see 1, 2. So that means I'm multiplying by 2. And so 2 times 1/4 is actually equal to 2/4. Here is 2/4. I see 1, 2, 3. So 3 times 2, that's going to be 6/4, right? I see 3/4 times 1, right? And that's just going to be the same thing. This is 4/4 times 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's really going to be equal to 16/4. And here 5/4 times 2. And that's going to be 10/4. So really, I just want you to pay attention. All you do is just write the fraction. But I wrote the equation so you can just see all that you're doing. Really just multiplying your numerators. So act as if your denominator is not there. I'll say 1 times 2, right? 2 times 3, 3 times 1, 4 times 4, 5 times 2. And your denominator stays the same. So you really don't have to worry about your denominators. So the end is just adding it up. I got 2/4 plus 6/4 plus 3/4 plus 16/4 plus 10/4. And I like to add in chunks. So that's going to be 26/4. This would be 9/4 plus 2/4. And we already know this would be 11/4 plus 26. So the answer is 37/4. But I can't leave it as an improper fraction, so I'm going to turn this into a mixed number. 4 times 9 gives me close to that. So it's going to be 36, remainder of 1. So I know my whole number is 9. My denominator is still the same. And my remainder is my numerator. So the answer is 9 1/4. I'm going to do another one here. Now, here's another question. But what I want to do is highlight your eyes to see what I see. All you're really worried about is the numerators, because your denominator, and most of the time on a state test, is dealing with fourths anyway. But let me go ahead and help you out here. This is 1. I'm going to change this in a minute, so I'm going to leave these mixed numbers alone. because really we are going to end up changing this to seeing something differently anyway. So if I look, this is 1/4. This is really saying 2/4, right? And what comes after 2? 3/4. What comes after 3? Right, it's 4/4. Now this number, if we multiply the bottom, add to the top, we could do that, or you can just say, what comes after 4? Yep, exactly, 5/4. And this is really equal to 6/4. Now, the reason why I'm doing this, I want you to notice the numerators are what truly matter because the denominator stays the same. And I want you to see, we're multiplying fractions with whole numbers. That's all we're doing. And so if I did 5 times 1, 9. Now denominator stays the same, and 1 times 5 is 5. This is the same way. So when I go here, I can see this has 1x, right? And this is 1, 2, 3. Right, this is 1, 2, and this is... So I already know my wholes that I'm going to multiply just simply because what I see, right? So now let's just go ahead, dive right in, multiply each fraction with its whole. I'm not going to use 1/4 because nothing is there, but I can use 2/4, right? 1/2, 1/2. So 2 times 2. Oh no, not 2 times 2. This is the same as saying 2 times 1, right? So 2 times 1. Let me go back. Let's just look at the numerators. 1 times 2. This is 3 times, 3. This right here is 4 times, 2. This is going to be 5 times 3. And this is going to be 6 times 1. And then we just add it all up, right? I already know my denominator stays the same the whole time, so you already know it's all going to equal 4. Now, 1 times 2 is 2, so that's 2/4 plus 9/4 plus 8/4 plus 15/4 plus 6/4. And the last step is you just add it up. I told my students, act like you're blowing up a balloon. Once it gets so big, eventually your balloon will pop. So I'm going to look here, and I'm going to see that's going to be 11. This is going to end up being, 23? And that's 6. So if I do 23 plus 11, it's going to end up being 34 plus 6, right? And 34 plus 6 is going to give me 40. Now, my denominator still is the same. So 40 divided by 4 is really 10. So the answer to this problem is 10. Let me do one more. Now, if I were to look and I'm going to plot this, I would plot it in order of what it starts. So I see the first fraction that starts is 3/4. After that, I see 1 whole. After that, I see 1 and 1/4. And after that, I see 1, 2, and 2/4. If I had to plot on the state test, sometimes they make you see what's true and what's not true. I can see there are 1, 2, 3 here. One has 2. When count x, this has 1 x, this has 3 x's. So you just find answer choice that matches exactly that. Now again, let's pretend we have another hard question. And they ask you, what is the total weight or total length or whatever you got? You see total, which means you're going to add all of these fractions together. Now again, you should be on your own. The state test won't do this for you. You have to train your eyes to look and see, okay, this is 3/4. So even though this is 1, I need it to be a fraction like everything else. So to mix these mixed numbers in this whole, we got to make it a fraction so it can be easier to work with. So this 1, I'm going to change that to being 4/4, right? Because 3/4, 4/4, yep, this would be 5/4. And this is really 6/4. So now I've turned it to all look like a fraction. These are improper fractions or a whole fraction, but we can still work with this. Now I need to find the total, so I just multiply each fraction by its whole number. So here, all I'm doing is 3 times 3. Here, all I'm doing is 4 times 2. Here, all I'm doing is 5 times 1. And here, all I'm doing is 6 times 3, right? Because the x's show our whole number. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I already know 3 times 3. The denominator is going to be the same, which is 4. 4 times 2. Alright, so I know this is going to be 9 plus 8 plus 5 plus 18. Right? So I already know 9 plus 8 is going to be 17. 5 plus 18 is going to be 23. And now I just add these together. And I like to stack. When it gets weird, you're more than welcome. Please stack it so you don't make a mistake. 3 plus 7 is 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. That's going to be 4. And we already know, again, our denominator is still the same. So the last step, if you can shrink it down, you can. 40 divided by 4, because again, all fractions are division problems. 40 divided by 4 is going to be 10. Now I'm going to do one more, but I'm going to leave some answer choices here. So as you can see, I've changed some stuff. But the reason why I'm highlighting is so you can see what you're multiplying, right? You already know you're doing 3 times this number, 4 times this number, 5 times this number, and 6 times that number.